Hey guys, how's it going? So I have awesome news for you this morning. The Hearing Protection Act is bundled in with H.R. 1 and it has passed the United States House of Representatives. Now, we've literally streamed 20 out of the last 30 hours on this channel, showing the Rules Committee, showing all of the debate, all of the BS, quite frankly, that goes on during these hearings and debates. And yeah, for the first time in 91 years, since the National Firearms Act was unconstitutionally passed in 1934, the lower chamber of Congress, the U.S. House, has passed this one big beautiful bill act, H.R. 1, with Representative Cloud of Texas, with his amendment number 487, if my memory serves me correct, which does include a real version of the Hearing Protection Act. So that's awesome. We've cleared a major hurdle. I'm super excited. Where do we go from here? Well, there's two chambers of Congress. Now it goes to the upper chamber, the Senate, where it is going to have to go through committees there. It's going to have to go through a lot more debate, a lot more whatever you want to call it. Probably a lot more backroom deals. If it gets through committee, it will then have to go to the floor for a vote in the United States Senate. But there's another little twist. There's something called the Byrd Rule, which says if something's going under reconciliation, meaning it's a budget bill, it only needs 51 votes to pass, meaning the Senate can't filibuster it. It has to be strictly germane to the topic at hand of the budget. There's different varying opinions on this, whether the Byrd Rule will affect this or not. But as the GOA did note in their post, and I shared it on my X, so make sure you're following 2A EDO on X, you can read it. They did say as a backup, the tax has been reduced to $0 for the tax stamp fee pursuant to the NFA and the silencers, otherwise known as suppressors, which we're calling the Hearing Protection Act, even though it's actually at this point an amendment to the budget reconciliation package. Now, the way I understand that, as we sit here right now, the goal is to get the full, unadulterated Hearing Protection Act passed through the Senate. Then it'll go to President Trump's desk. I'm telling you right now, Trump will sign this when it goes to his desk. I would say literally no matter what. If that happens and it makes it all the way through, yeah, silencers, otherwise known as suppressors, will be removed from the NFA. Major, major victory. I am concerned the Byrd Act could come into play on this, though. And what we may see is they stay NFA items, just reduced to a $0 tax. That's not my wish, but I think it's possible. A lot of people called the House. A lot of people called their United States representative. We were heard on this issue. It's time to be calling the Senate right now. Call them every day. Call them often. Tell your friends to call, because this is going to be a dogfight in the Senate, in my opinion. Now, the Short Act, which is another major piece to help break down that NFA, which would remove short-barreled rifles and short-barreled shotguns from the NFA, that did not pass in the House version. As of right now, it's not on the table. However, the Senate can add that in, and then it would have to be reconciled back in a particular way with the House, because the House has to originate budgets. That's what the Constitution says. The House holds the power of the purse. But there is a procedural way it can be introduced in the Senate, kind of run back through, if you will. It's called a reconciliation process. It's complicated. I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to say this early in the morning, but it's actually still late at night for me. But the Short Act could still come to fruition, but it's going to depend on the Senate. So keep that in mind. So you're going to be urging your senators to pass the Hearing Protection Act as passed in the House. Okay? That was awesome. It passed in the House earlier, trust me. And then also urge the Senate to put in the Short Act, removing the short-barreled rifles and short-barreled shotguns from the NFA. So, of all of you guys who are new to the channel, welcome. It was good to meet so many new friends. We've had an awesome time and a couple sleepless nights covering all this stuff. It was cool hanging out with all of you guys in the chat. I'm glad we got to experience this together. For all of the rest of you, hey man, keep calling. If you're a praying person, pray about it. because this is a really, really big deal. I'm going to say this one more time before I get off here. This is very important. It's awesome. This is the closest we've come in 91 years to repealing part of the National Firearms Act, which is like completely affront to the Second Amendment, which says the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So good job, everybody. We the people, we the 2A community did stand up. We've won a major victory, and what does that do for us right now? It lets us get into the ring for the next battle, which is the United States Senate. It's not going to be easy to get it through the Senate as much as some people might think, meaning you all need to keep stepping up to the plate. It is possible. Yeah, man. Hearing Protection Act has passed the United States House of Representatives. All right, thanks for watching, and have a good one.